the USS Georgia, a Tier 9 battleship that combines consistent, deadly firepower with mobility that most battleships lack, as well as good durability and utility. Armed with 6 18-inch guns, as well as long-range secondaries, there are a few ships in the game that the Georgia cannot handle. Equipped with a low cooldown heal, a spotter plane, and an engine boost consumable, the Georgia has the tools for just about any job. Just don't ask about the turret traverse or the concealment. Either way, this is my favorite ship in the game, so what better way to start out this new series than with this incredibly fun powerhouse of a ship. Here's my equipment and captain build for reference. So this is going to be something that is hopefully going to be a permanent series, or at least semi-permanent series of my new channel. I think I'm going to call it something along the lines of Warship Wednesdays. I got my one episode of wacky warships that I have on my podcast, but this is right now plans for my first ever video series, where I'm going to be doing weekly, maybe more than weekly, probably just weekly episode, where I play World of Warships and focusing on one ship, and I've kind of been inspired, I've very much been inspired by Spookston and his War Thunder stuff, and how I am thinking of doing this series. I'm not quite sure if it's going to end up like that. Not that I'm trying to copy his style. I don't want to copy, directly his style, because, imitation is the best form of flattery, as they say, but I also want to try and be original. It's gonna miss. That Marco Polo over there has semi-armor piercing, 16-inch semi-armor piercing shells. I believe the only Italian battleship to have 16-inch guns on it. The tech tree ships that Italy has are all 15-inch guns, even up to the Cristoforo Colombo at tier 10. Although those guns do absolutely slap when you when those hit, because it has 16 of them. Anyway, for those listening at home, you'll find that my commentary style, it does tend to go all over the place. And that thing is very good at kiting and throttle juking, as where you can basically park yourself and then activate engine boost and just kind of reverse and go forward to try and dodge shells. It's a pretty common tactic. The French ships are it sounds like friendship. The French ships, which I just kind of missed on. Oh, never mind. Never mind at all. I did not miss. It looked like I was going long. Anyway, French ships are very much about speed. That time the St. Louis was not able to speed up in time before I citadeled him for a whopping 15.75k worth of damage. I want to say I got this in 2020. I don't remember if it was 2019 or 2020. Ooh, that cooler looks... it's too far away. But it, along with the Jean Bart, which actually there's a Black Friday version of it on the enemy team, were two ships that I was looking at to try and get back in the day. I had gotten enough coal to get one of them. I chose the Georgia over the Jean Bart. I think I made the right choice. I mean, both ships are good. I have the Jean Bart now. I actually got lucky and got it out of I think a super container a year back. But the Georgia is just really strong, in my opinion. It's got really good guns, as you can see so far. I've just been ruining that Colorado's day. It may only have 6 guns, but this might have been a terrible time to turn, but Marco Polo shot low. I'm just going to see if I can... Problem is that Jean Bart's going to shoot HE at me for some reason. I don't really know why, because that was the perfect opportunity to clap me with AP, and he just did not do that. And I very much overextended there, but I got away with it, thankfully. The only real problem I have is the turret traverse, but it has decent secondary armaments. It has the same as the Massachusetts, where it has 11.3 kilometers, which is much longer than most. They don't do a ton of damage. You would really need to run inertia fuse high explosive, I should say, to get reliable damage. But I usually just use them, I keep the range mod active, so it's more a deterrent. Good against lightly armored ships like destroyers and light cruisers. And they're fire starters, essentially. You can just get some nice fires. I was hoping that Jean Bart was going to go faster so I can get into secondary range, but he's not, and I don't really want to stay in range of, what is that, the Akazuki down there? No, the Sims. Sims is running Halsey on him, that's interesting. Anyway, and more about the Georgia. It has a good concealment, or consumable, actually it's really bad concealment, but it has a good consumable layout. The heal is your standard heal, but it has reduced cooldown, so it only has like a 30 to 40 second cooldown compared to the like minute from your typical battleship, which is nice. So it means this ship is a lot more survivable than most. The Vermont, and I think the entire texture, or that specific line, so the Kansas, Minnesota, and then Vermont, the like extra thick U.S. battleship line. That also has, I know the Vermont has the same thing with the heals, where it has the reduced cooldown time on that, and it makes it so that it can take a lot of damage quickly and still heal it off. It just, in the long run, it can struggle because you can burn through your heals pretty quickly and then still not have enough if you're trying to take a lot of damage. But overall, I prefer it to the regular heal, because it makes it, for me, it feels like I can commit a few more mistakes and be okay with it, and brawl a lot more. Since the armor on this thing is good but not great, like you can see I'm already down to half health, and I've been, well, the entire flank has collapsed, and so I've had half their team shooting at me, so it's not looking good, to say the least, at the moment for me. There's the Sims. So yeah, you can see my secondaries going over there at the moment. I'm kind of struggling with frames, but yeah, the secondaries are just good deterrent. The AA suite is decent enough, and it's really just, it's a ship that can just consistently fight well, and I feel like in any position I can do something while I'm using the ship. I'm gonna try and do a couple battles on this thing, get my commentary out, and just try and get some footage. I might hit the St. Louis if I aimed correctly. Yes, I did. Goodbye, St. Louis. I probably should be calling it the Saint Louis, because I think that's how you pronounce it in French. And while the American St. Louis is not in this game, there is a ship that the U.S. created called the St. Louis, spelled St. period Louis, after the St. Louis, Missouri, the city. That one, the French ship, the cruiser, is, I'm assuming, named after the actual saint. I am not religious enough to know anything about the actual St. Louis, but I'm assuming that the French ship is not named after the city in Missouri. But in any case, that St. Louis is, well, I'm pretty sure that's it down. Actually, yeah, that's it down over there. It is now going to be sinking to the bottom of the ocean. So I have been kiting this Jean Bart and their entire team for a while. I probably am going to turn around now, because it's just the Sims and the Jean Bart. The Marco Polo is not a threat to me at the moment. And I mean, the Jean Bart's, I guess, just been shooting HE this entire time. I mean, just killed the Iowa, but I think the Iowa was dealing with the Jaeger, and I don't really want to deal with the Jaeger. And
a few moments later.
I also just don't like kiting. I'm just not a fan of that strategy. It's just kind of boring to me. Yeah, there's the problem. Jaeger got around, and now I eat his torpedoes, and oh, well, I live there. And so we go from a top tier matchup to a bottom tier matchup. Here we get multiple super ships, which is always fun. Also submarines, which is even more fun. I say that completely sarcastically. Both kind of suck. This is definitely not the best matchup for it. Oh, hey, an enemy Georgia. And a Tulsa. Getting all sorts of U.S. ships out there. But, yeah, the Hayate is a ship that I've been thinking about getting, because I don't have that many Japanese destroyers, but I'm not quite sure. Yep, someone's already raging a chat. That's fun. But that's not on our flank, so I don't care. I also was not really paying attention to this island, so kind of popped up out of nowhere. Okay, I did. I think that does it also have a super heal? I forget. It does have a regular heal, not a super heal. I'm thinking of the Boise actually, which I was talking about last match. The St. Louis, the U.S. version of St. Louis, is a is it the Helena? I think it's Helena is the ship class, but Helena is in the game. It's tier 7 tech tree cruiser. Really good ship, I might add. Like 15 6-inch guns at tier 7 is kind of ridiculous. And the St. Louis was another ship in the class that was produced. I don't think it's in the game. I don't remember it being in the game at all. But the Boise is, which is another ship in that class, is in the game. That one has a super heal. That and the, well, it looks like they did get the Castilla, but the Boise, and then it's, oh my god, what's it called? Oh, I'm forgetting. It's a Latin American version of the Boise. I think it's like after. Oh my goodness, I don't know if that's gonna come up in OBS, but that was a massive lag spike. I even got rid of Firefox and I still got a lag spike. But that Georgia was sitting still when I fired, and then the server resynced and it just kind of zoomed away. Oh, that might not have been a me thing. That might have been a. What are they saying? Oh my! Now it's gonna bug me what the name of that ship is, but it's a Pan American version of the ship. It's not. Oh, this is gonna bug me that I'm forgetting on it. But I think it's the same ship, just in the Latin American country instead of the. They're both Boise, along with like a number of other ships, were like World War II era ships were sold to, I mean, a number of countries after the war, since U.S. was moving away from those like older era of ships to, like, you know, submarines or like guided missile cruisers, whatnot. So a lot of their conventional like gunboats essentially were. Like, a lot of them were scrapped. You know, there's a couple that were used in, like, in the nuclear bomb testing out in the Pacific in an operation that I do not remember the name of off the top of my head. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt a lot. Like a lot of battleships were used in that test. I know I think the Prince Eugen was also used it because that was captured by more awarded to the U.S. after the end of the war. And same with the Nagato, and I think the Mutsu as well from Japan were also used in that test that I do not remember the name off the top of my head. But it's it's really bugging me that I'm forgetting the name of the Spanish version of the ship, or like what the I think it was the Chileans renamed the ship to, because I think it was, well, I know they had a number of American ships that they used during the Falkland Wars in the or just not the wars, the war in the 80s, and one of them was sunk, and it was up until the Moskva got sunk in the Ukraine war. Back in 2023, I think, is when it got sunk. It was like the largest, or is the most recent largest ship in terms of tonnage sunk. I don't know, it was like random fun fact that it was like, because it was like Admiral or General something, and I don't remember exactly, because it was named after someone. It was named after a person, and I'm trying to like will it back into my mind, but I don't remember. And anyway, it's not a ship you see all that often. I mean, I played tier 7 a decent bit, but I do not like the look of that Pontrier right there. course that George is still alive. I should have... Okay, well, he's gone. That's good. At Patria is going to be a major problem. Because I can't Citadel him easily. I'm surprised I Citadel the main, because that thing also has good armor. Hi there, lag spike. I gotta figure that whatever's going on there. Might just have to restart my laptop. It's time to move forward. Well, one thing I found is that super ship players tend to not be the smartest. And I get the main has that island right there, but still, I don't know. I've gotten 2 free citadels off him. Okay, now he's turning away. That is a very scary ship. That Patria is, yeah, oh yeah, that's what the main can do. He might have given me his broadside, but he also has 16 16-inch guns, which are quite scary. Oh, hi there, Yugamo. Let's see, can I get him through smoke? He's probably launched his torps.
Torpedoes, direct front.
Ah, I missed. Okay, I'm only gonna eat one. Maybe, yep.
Torpedoes, direct front. Ship is on fire.
Well, oh, I'm barely alive for the moment. Patria is gonna probably get me from behind. Yep. Yeah, once again, the flank I was on was removed. Okay, so I did some research. By the way, we're in a tier 10 match. That is 3 Golden Lions, which is, or I guess I'll try and say Guden Liu. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. I am not Dutch in the slightest, but I believe it translates to Golden Lion. But I did some research, and I figured it out. So it was the 9 de Julio, which it's like new of June or so, or July, I don't know. I also don't speak Spanish. I don't know any languages, basically, outside of English. I want to learn languages, but... anyway, the 9 de Julio is the ship I was thinking of. It is the USS Boise after it was sold to the Argentine Navy. I don't know why I said Chilean. It's like, I didn't know the Argentines fought in the Falkland War with the British. I don't know why I said Chilean. I mean, I know they're neighbors, but other side of the continent. Anyway, the 9 de Julio was sold to the Argentine Navy in the 50s, along with its sister ship, the USS Phoenix, which was renamed to the General Belgrano, which is the ship I was thinking of, where that one was sunk in the Falklands War. The 9 de Julio, which is the Boise, was not sunk. It was sold for scrapping. And they're not Helena class, they are Brooklyn class cruisers, so... Just to fact check myself, I got that done. I'll touch on this Brandon Ayuk. So news came out when I'm recording this the day I'm recording this on the Friday. So it looks like Brandon Ayuk, who's San Francisco 49ers receiver, their the first round pick in 2020, I think, out of Arizona State University, the Sun Devils, actually teammate of Jaden Daniels, current Washington Commanders quarterback, if I remember correctly. Ayuk, who signed a massive deal in the offseason, last offseason, I believe. He then tore his ACL in like week 6 of 2024 and has been injured ever since. Apparently there's some stuff going on behind the scenes where like he's not the team's not happy with how his rehab's going and like how he's treating it, and like he's apparently no-showing meetings or something. Basically the TLDR of this is that like I think the Niners are looking to void like all of his contracts, like guaranteed money and stuff, so they can basically cut him without dead cap or anything like that, which should be interesting because obviously Ayuk's gonna be coming off a major injury, and one that it's clearly taken him a long time to recover from. How much of that is like on him not doing it, and how much of that is just like, on the severity of the injury, I don't know yet. It's still like, this story is very early and like brewing as I speak, essentially. But when he's on the field, he's very talented. So it'll be interesting to see like if the Niners do cut him, and like where he would go after that. I wouldn't be like super opposed to reuniting him with Jaden Daniels because the Commanders do need another good wide receiver. I just don't know if Ayuk's going to be that guy. I would like to see the Commanders go after a wide receiver in the draft, like either first. Well, they don't have their second round pick at the moment, but I wouldn't mind them going wide receiver in the first round if it's like a good pick. Like my hope for them is wide receiver or edge rusher because those are like their top needs at the moment. Let's see if I can finish off this Carl 14th before he heals up too much. He just took a hit from that Vlad. And there we go, first blood. We're not doing much in those opening minutes. Kill secured right before our common's going to die because he's getting burned down by the trio of Goon Lius, which is a ship that I have, and I don't have the legendary mod for it, where Dutch ships have airstrikes. Normally it has 2 sets that you can call in. The legendary mod that you can get for Research Bureau points gives it an additional one. So I can have 3. I think it looked like at least one of them. I'm assuming all 3 of them because they're probably running the same exact build, I would assume. The Bonks clan is also a pretty high-end clan. I know that. So my guess is they're all running like pretty like well spec'd out builds. That is a very angry smoke cloud. Very angry smoke cloud shooting sap. It's a Giuseppe Verdi in there, which is I forget if it's a Lepanto hull or a Marco Polo hull, but it's got sap secondaries, and I'm unfortunately going to have to turn into him and go broadside against this Gooden, which is not handy. He's also got the special Dutch captain, since he's got the blue tracers on his shells. But yeah, this is not ideal. I probably should have just gone away, but I wanted to defend the base, which I actually did there, which is nice. Problem is, their team's in a bit of a better position at the moment. Our team's kind of hanging back. I guess those goons are Twitch streamers from the looks of things. So kind of ironic that I'm starting out my YouTube career in a sense, or trying to start out my YouTube career with some of this footage, and I run into a Twitch streamer. I could not tell you which one it is, because I don't recognize any of their names. I don't go on Twitch all that much, to be honest. So you know what? Push the goons. That's gonna hurt. Yeah. Not my favorite ship in the world, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of the rune. How does that? Okay. I know the Gooden has good armor, but I don't think it has that good armor to shatter 18-inch shells like that. Yeah, that's what's supposed to happen. My only worry is that this guy's going to load AP, but... Oh, he's got the King of the Sea King on. Yeah. This is just a little bit of an awkward spot, but hopefully that doesn't... Okay, it did hit the wall. Or one of them hit the thing. Luckily, I can push these guys, like... I mean, I'm definitely going to take a lot of damage here, but they don't have torpedoes, which is nice. That is the one thing that the Gooden, and really just Dutch ships in general, like both tech tree lines on the Dutch cruisers, struggle with, is that they don't have torpedoes, so they're, you know, in situations like this, they're gonna struggle because they can't, you know, fire off that immense amount of burst damage at close quarters to, you know, like why I didn't want to push the rune is because that does have torpedoes. And while I definitely could have, I mean, I don't think I would have gotten to him in time, because he died pretty quickly, but it's still that I don't really want to push a cruiser in that spot with torpedoes because you can probably get them off before I can kill him. Whereas the Goodens don't have that luxury, so I can do it, you know, do what I just did, push them both and, you know, take most of my health and damage, but I can get away with it, and I also had the team to back me up, so they're threatening, but in this sense, they're manageable. Since I can, like their damage comes more from their airstrikes more than anything else, and their airstrikes are more worrisome, like over the course of time, rather than just you know, burst damage. Like, they do certainly do burst damage, but the goons are really effective when they're like, they can get into a spot where they can, you know, like what that guy was doing over at that island there, where you can sit behind the island, take shots when needed, you know, poke out and poke back in, and then just lob airstrikes at people without impunity, or like without fear of being hit, because you can just sit behind the island. So this was the USS Georgia, once again my favorite ship in the game. Just very fun ship to play. Has so many strengths going for it, and reliable damage, good secondaries, good mobility, decent armor. It's really just that turret traverse and the concealment, and even then, both of them are, you know, it's whatever. You kind of expect that for most battleships. So it's really just, as long as you don't get overwhelmed by, you know, multiple ships on the enemy team, especially in an up tier against tier 10s and super ships, you're usually doing pretty okay. So that'll do it for the first episode and what will hopefully be a long-lasting series on this channel. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Leave some feedback on this first ever episode, and thank you very much for watching.